Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and today we are going to talk about Chillable Reds. This is a new category that is really, I think it's trendy. I don't know how long this will last. I don't know how many people will latch onto this. Some of these Chillable Reds can be kind of expensive. In fact, I have a friend who owns a winery and he has a Chillable Red, and I tried it. I thought, well, this is pretty good. How much is it? And he gave me this price and I was like, wow, why so much? And he said, well, we don't make very much of it, and therefore we have to charge a little bit more. And I thought that was a little bit of a crock because it's a big winery, and you can make a side wine that's not necessarily high production and still sell it for a little bit more of a reasonable price. Now, to me, Chillable Reds are like rosé on steroids, basically. So you have a red wine that's pressed and left on the skins quite a bit longer than a rosé. Rosés are usually from 2 to 8 hours most times. So not very long on the skins, and they drain it off and they make a rosé. These obviously have been on the skins longer than that to give it the color that they have. Now we have 4 different Chillable Reds here, 1 from Spain, 2 from Washington, all 3, the other 3 from Washington State. So it'll be interesting to try these. I didn't get any comments on my new introduction. I've kind of shaved out the blue collar thing. I do always want to help you spend your wine dollars wisely, but I think I just want to get right into it. Get into the guts of what we're talking about here instead of, that it was fairly long introduction. So I'd like to get a few comments. Nobody said a thing, so maybe you like it. I'm still working on the ending. This is kind of hard because I can't end it the same way because I don't start it the same way. So I'm working that out. So you can help me out. Give me some suggestions. I'm always looking for some suggestions from you guys. Let's get started with the 2024 Gulp Hablo Fresco Chilled Red. Now that cracks me up. What if it wasn't chilled? Then you just call it a red, right? So it's a chillable red. They just say chilled red from Spain. Let's see what we get here. Boy, this is really light. Big time light. Okay. Now, I'm going to look here. I have the notes on this. So this Gulp Hablo is a organic biodynamic Spanish wine from La Mancha, the region of La Mancha, by Bodega Pera Jimenez from T. Edwards Wines. 1 liter bottle. So this is a 1 liter bottle, so it means you get an extra glass. Scott, if you're watching, you'll laugh at that one. It is 50% Grenache, 15% Syrah, and 35% of other white grapes, Arian, Macabeo, and Verdejo. And Macabeo, of course, is one of the main grapes they use in cava. Saying. So, very light in color. Like, you can see right through this baby. Let's see what we get on the nose. Almost like a candied cherry. A little bit of, I'm getting some citrus notes on the nose. So, kind of like orange citrus with candied cherries. Let's see what we get on the palate. That's what you get on the palate. Kind of candy cherries with a little bit of that kind of orange peel, orange citrus notes coming through. A little bit of a grip on the back end of this one. Fresh, clean, good acidity, not over the top, good balance. Nice little wine. Not super complex, but I can see somebody kicking back with some company on a warm day out in the patio or wherever you're at and drinking some of this Chillable Red from Spain. Not bad. I'm going to go C+, B-. Now we're going on to the Lucius Chillable Mourvedre from Andrew Latta. This is 2025 from the Yakima Valley AVA. This rolls in at $22. Rinse. You may notice some of these bottles are down on the level because my memory card ran out on my last episode trying to record this first time. So this is a second shot at it. Lucius, $22. Getting a plum cherry notes. Also a little bit of hint of citrus on this one as well, orange citrus. And the cherries are kind of candy, just like the first one. Very interesting. Very savory on the palate. The cherry notes come through. A little bit of rhubarb on this one as well, with that kind of orange citrus barely sneaking in underneath. Nice finish, good balance, very fresh, very delicious. A little bit more complex than the first one. And this, yeah, I think this is a well-made chillable red. A little bit of plum as well. Yeah, I'm going to go straight up B minus B on that. I think it's a very solid Mourvedre, made light enough to where you can chill it. Mourvedre is a workhorse of both the Rhone Valley and Spain. Spain calls it Monastrell. That is Mourvedre. And Mourvedre is used a lot in the Côte de Rhône blends and in Châteauneuf-du-Pape blends. Same area, different kind of smaller appellation within the Rhone Valley. So, there you have it. Very solid wine. You can see why people might like these. These are pretty reasonably priced. I don't think $22 is asking too much for this. My friend who made a chillable red, he asked way too much for his, I thought. But that's just me. So this is Contact from Gard Vintners, produced and bottled by Desert Wind Winery, which I thought was interesting. The notes I have on here say Gard Vintners. This says Desert Wind Winery, so Gard must be working with them. That's all I can tell from my notes here. The winemaker is Matthias Kusulas. This is vegan, sustainable farming practices, indigenous yeast, bottled, unfined, unfiltered. So this is what they would call a natural wine. And speaking of trendy wines, like Chillable Reds, natural wines are also very trendy right now. It kind of goes in waves though. I haven't been asked for a natural wine too much this year so far, but sometimes I do get asked for it, so it'd be nice to try this one. This rolls in at $23, so Michael Jordan. And, you know, I don't mind natural wines. I'm very picky with them. I don't want stuff floating in my wine, which happens a lot with natural wines. Very cloudy, not very appealing. And some of them are just garbage. I'm just saying it. Some of them are just terrible. So, it'd be nice to try this one. A little darker than the other two. Let's see what we get on those. This definitely has kind of a beet, rhubarb, cherry thing going on. Kind of an interesting, almost a meaty aromas on this one. Let's see what we get on the palate. That's pretty solid. Might be the best one so far. This is also, let's see where this is coming from in terms of appellation. Oh, the Rocks District of Milton Freewater. The Rocks District, this could have some Syrah in it. That would be my guess, because that's the Rocks District is famous for Syrah, but they also do a few other wines there. It does not give the breakdown on this one, but man, solid. I get this kind of beet texture, not beet flavor, with the cherry skins, rhubarb, a little bit of sweet rhubarb on this one, not tart. And there's a savory element that kind of lies under the underbelly. It's kind of savory on this one. Sweet fruit on the mid palate, goes into a dry finish. This is like a 10 in the delicious category. Very good if you're into natural wines. I would say go for this one. Whew. Caught me in the back of the throat. Very solid. I'm going to go A- on that. Very well made wine. I'm curious about the Desert Wind Winery Gard connection. I'll have to ask Phyllis about that. Let's go to the Walls in the City Chillable Red. This is Yakima Valley. So 2 from Yakima Valley. One of my favorite appellations in Washington State, by the way. I love Yakima Valley AVA. A lot of the Rattlesnake Hills, all those are within that Yakima AVA. I love Red Mountain fruit as well. Those are probably 2 of my favorite AVAs in Washington State. This is 45% Grenache, 34% Baga, 5% Touriga Nacional, and 5% Viognier, or 11% Touriga Franca. So the Walls likes to play with Portuguese varieties quite a bit, and Baga is a big part of Portuguese red blends used in Matus, if any of you are familiar with this. I'm not familiar with Matus, although I should be. I'm old enough, but I don't think I've ever really might have tried it once. It was huge in the wine world a long time ago. And this rolls in at $25 from the Walls. Interesting blend. Baga. You don't hear that one very often. So we get on those. This one is quite dark as well. And remember, these are left on the skins quite a bit longer than any rosé would be, but they are definitely ramped up. The idea is that you can chill them down and enjoy them, even though they are red wines. Let's see what we get on those. A little bit aromatically challenged. I'm getting cherry skin, cherry, a little bit of plum. But dominant cherry skin notes on the nose. Let's see what we get on the palate. Nice. Nice strength on the mid palate. I'm getting plum. A little bit of, dare I say, like a licorice element coming through. A lot of cherry notes, plum, a little bit of black raspberry coming through on this one as well. Yeah, this is a very good wine. The last two are the best of the bunch. I really like these last two, especially this one. Lengthy finish, good balance. The acidity is really balanced. It's just fresh. You don't get any sharpness on the palate. It really supports the fruit of, like I said, you get kind of a plum, cherry thing going on with this one, and a little bit of a licorice tone coming through as well. Just a solid red wine that you can chill down because it doesn't have the tannins on it. And I think that's really the key here with all of these. They don't absorb a lot of the tannins from the skins, so you're able to chill them down and you don't get that tannic structure showing up even more. So very good wine. I'm going to go A- on that. I think it's a very solid wine that you can chill down. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be careful of trends. I mean, you can, like in Europe, they chill out of their red wines. I know a lot of you do chill down your Gamay and your Pinot Noirs sometimes. So you don't have to buy something just because it says chillable red. But these are really good. All of them showed well. The last two I like the best. But here, the only problem you're going to have is finding these. And if you might be able to find them at Total Wine or a Bevmo, or if you have a local wine shop with a purveyor that you trust and that has wines in there that you can not find in a regular grocery store is what I'm trying to say. And if you're a natural wine drinker and you have a wine shop that focuses on natural wines, you might be able to find the Guard Contact there as well. So just finding them, you're probably not going to be able to walk into a regular grocery store and find them, but you'll have to go to a wine shop or a Total Wine or something like that to find these chillable reds. But it's worth trying. I mean, there's certainly, if you enjoy rosé, you want a little bit more, but you don't want to go into red wine, especially on a warm summer day, I would look for a chillable red. They're certainly good. These are very good. And they're not too bad, price-wise. 25 is the highest. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. I really appreciate your support. Please subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying these episodes. You want to see what's coming up next. I've been kind of a Casper for a while. I've been away, but now I'm back at it. Going into the summertime, sometimes there's so much going on, I can't get episodes in. Keep drinking wine. Cheers.